Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, and welcome back for more of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Last time we went through the boss temple, killed the boss. Of course, the boss temple. Went through the boss temple, killed the forest, it exploded and converged into some strange thing that Minda called a fused shadow, which we see up here. Not quite sure what that is. It looks a little bit like the thing that's on her head, her helmet. And before you head out, you can buy lantern oil from this dude, but I promised I would never, ever, ever talk to him again, so I'm going to abide by that promise. And we'll just head straight into the wide-open new world. In our entire sheltered little lives, we've never seen this place before, but we're finally heading out on our own. And since we have the Ordon Sword, I suppose we could just go to Hyrule Castle and deliver it now. I mean, that was the whole point of the game, wasn't it? To deliver this thing? But we get our first glimpse of Hyrule Field. And if you've never played this game before, it's freaking massive. But most of it's enveloped in Twilight, so we're not going to get to explore it quite yet. This is just the Ordon Province section. I forget what it's called on the map. What do they call it? Yeah, Faron. Okay, so we're in the Faron Province. I'm sorry. But before we head to the place we're going to, I want to get a couple of things out here that you can. Now, this is only for sake of completeness, and if you're a greedy little bastard who wants more money. But if you look closely in... well, you'll find a couple of these little guys. They're called golden bugs. Most of them fly around like this, so what you want to do is sneak around, and when the A button comes up, you get the context. You can catch a male beetle in this section of Hyrule Field. Now, in a lot of areas in Hyrule Field and a couple of other areas, you can find a pair of these golden bugs, and they'll appear in your pause menu right here to show you where they are and where you got them. This is the first one we have access to in Faron Province of Hyrule Field. And since we found that here, we can probably find the female beetle around as well, and in a lot of different areas you'll be able to find pairs of these bugs. I'll be covering them as soon as we have access to them, but if, I'm thinking of making... Who's chasing me? I'm thinking of making a montage of where all of them are once I collect all 24 of them. You guys just won't leave me alone. Cargo Rocks, I believe they're called? We saw their Twilight versions when we were going through the Hyrule Castle. And I believe the female bug is up here somewhere. Gotta listen closely, they make a little shiny sound. Ah, I see it on the tree there. Let's see if we can target it down. Gale Boomerang is very nice for getting some of these. So let's see, it's flying away. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? Ah, it's just sticking to the wall. Nice quick ones. Is there anything else around here? I believe we can also get a piece of heart out here, but I can't for the life of me find the tree. Always have difficulty finding this one. I don't know if I ever found this one on my first visit to Hyrule Field before. It's always one of those that I completely forget and have to backtrack for. Pretty sure it's on the other side of this bridge. And believe it or not, time actually does pass the first time you're out here, which is weird. You'd think in most Zelda games, when you're first introduced to the overworld, at least the 3D ones, time doesn't really pass. We wouldn't be able to hear the heart piece, would we? I think I saw it. Did I? Ah, there it is. Hi, buddy. I almost completely forgot you. But that's our fourth piece of heart. One more to complete a brand new heart container. And I believe that's all we can do in this area for now. This is a pretty boring section of Hyrule Field, but you can see there's already a lot to it. A lot of different textures, a lot of different areas. Hey! It's the post box with legs and a flag, and it talks. That's exactly where I'm going, dude. The postman. And he hums fanfare of when you collect treasure in Zelda games. Very, very nice touch. I like this guy. Don't see enough of him. And yes, you guessed it, the fourth slot in here is letters. And the postman sent us a letter that he can give us letters. Oh, that reminds me of when I first got a computer and didn't know what to do with my AOL screen name, so I just sent emails back and forth to my mom. Ah, the good old days when no one had any idea what to use a computer for. Was anybody around for those days besides me, or was I the only one? But you can see, even though the map in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there is really tiny, we're making new headway here as we explore new areas. We'll unlock more sections of the map. Hey, it was much closer than I thought. You remember, right? You know what this is? You set foot in there, you might be a wolf again for quite some time. For at least as long as it takes for you to save the light Eldin from the Twilight anyway. So shall we try to see the light spirit of Eldin? I don't think we have much of a choice here. We've done everything we can in Hyrule Field. Or the Faron section of Hyrule Field. Gonna have to let Minna pull us into Twilight again. Could you do it a little less creepily this time instead of reaching out with your gigantic hand and... Okay. And just like last time when we got pulled into Twilight, we turned straight into a wolf. Yeah, get used to that. That's a good boy. Now you need to listen to what I say from now on. I had to before. Oh, look how lovely. The black clouds of Twilight are so fetching today. Fetching? I feel so much more at ease here. And you look so much better than this in those dusty old clothes anyway. So let's get going. Alright, fair enough. So you can see this is the exact same Hyrule Field we were on before. It's just a different section that's covered in Twilight now. I'm gonna keep calling them by their non-shadow forms. It's just a shadow bob, I think. This is a sword? Wait a minute. I remember. Wooden sword. Tallow. Mallow. Beth. Colin. How do you learn Ascent? Bad choice of words, I guess. See, isn't being a wolf more convenient? Now just hone your senses and you'll reawaken as a wolf. Reawaken? Well, now that we have a scent, we can use our senses to follow that scent and just go straight through there. Now, I know exactly where it is, so I don't necessarily have to do this. But since this is what you would do your first time around anyway, it looks like we're trapped in here again, so we'll do the 3 Shadow Beast thing again. You don't have to do that with the senses if you know where you're going, but I'll do it anyway just because that's what you would do if you'd never been here before and didn't know your way around. We created another one of those portal things. But the bridge is out. What's this? That's strange. The bridge is gone. I wonder if this is the work of those shadow creatures. Ugh, what a pain. Ah well, let's look for it. You, get your map out! Yellow arm marks where you are. You destroy the creature's darkness, a portal opens, and it looks like a portal on the map. Wait, so we can use the portals to teleport around? This early in the game we have a means to teleport? Oh, this is just absolutely fantastic. Well, we can only access those when we have access to Midna and the wolf form, so it has a limited use, but for the time being, we can use it to warp around. And as long as we're outside the Twilight here as a wolf... See, I told you, we're here! You know, most people can't leave the Twilight that easily. You better be grateful. Yeah, well, I have to lift it to get changed back to my human form anyway. It's your job to look for the bridge. Look hard! Yeah, something I didn't notice until editing the last part of the videos, the last, whatchamacallit, the last... oh, whatever. A little detail that I didn't notice. If you look at Link's shadow, you can see Midna actually riding on Link's shadow over there. I never noticed that before. I mean, you can call her out, and she'll pop up right out of the shadow. So it's not like she's riding on you and she's just invisible. She's actually in Link's shadow. That is a really neat feature I never noticed before. But yeah, remember the bridge that I told you would be important later? Guess what? It's later. So we can actually warp with the bridge and go to Kakariko Gorge. Oh, Midna and your awesome powers. You know, if we could use her in battle, battle would be a lot less difficult. I'd really like to just use some of her magical powers of pulling things up, even though they're 100 times your own size and weight. But no, they have to make the game challenging. They can't just give you access to the powers of the person that's been riding on your back the whole time. Wouldn't it be in our best interest to give us those powers anyway? Well, we've restored the bridge, so now we can cross over Kakariko Gorge and get to the other side and hopefully see Eldin wherever he happens to be. Path is pretty straightforward from here, though. See, just as I thought. So, isn't the power of Twilight amazing? Yeah, I just ranted about it. Call me if you need the power again. It should help you to find what we're looking for, don't you think? Alright, let's keep going. No. Yeah, I don't really need to keep the senses going. You can see clearly where we're headed. Just that gated off section over here. And, well, doesn't that look welcoming? So let's see if we can dig our way through here. I see a dirt patch over there. Huh? What are they doing here? This is a pretty elaborate gate. What are they trying to keep in? Or out? Us, maybe? I bet it'll be worth our while to dig in. Truer words have never been spoken. And just like before, we can just skip the enemies and pretend that they're not there. Off we go, little wolfie.